Hi everyone, Shawn A here, back again with some of our new and old friends, and we're just talking about what they're doing in this world. Today I have Shawn Hall with me, so I'll let her introduce herself and let us know who she is, what she does, and where she's located.
Hi, show, and hi, new friends. I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Shawn Hall, and I am the founder of All Roads Education. It is an education consulting firm out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And what I do, I help make dreams happen. People who want to have their kids go to school and do so debt free, I'm your girl. I'm the person who assists you in making that happen. And I always put a disclaimer out there that I can make no guarantees, but I
Mhm.
guarantee you to do the very best by your family and by your student to help you amass as much money as possible.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. I mean, college is expensive, and there's nowadays like there's many people who go to college and come up with so much debt, and then yeah, it becomes another stressor. So
Absolutely.
people like you are needed. What you do
Thank
is so
you.
important. I'll honestly be reaching out to you. My daughter just starting high school, but she has this plan to be done with high school in 3 years and actually take some college credits, during high school. So we are although it seems like she's far away, but she's planning in a way that, she's closer to college than I realize. So
Right.
yeah, so definitely, we want to start planning all of those things. So yeah, thank you. I'm so glad we connected. So tell
Yes.
us what's your backstory? How did you get to doing this? Like, how did you get on this path?
You know what? I honestly believe that I was born for this. And I know it sounds so cliche. People say, oh, I was born for this. But here's the thing, my mother was in college, met a
Okay.
guy, left college, got married,
Mhm.
had me, got separated, went back to school with me in
Mhm.
tow. So imagine, I've been on a college campus since I was 18 months, you know? And so I believe that that really was the catalyst for me
Mhm. Mhm.
taking heed to education changing your life because I'm the product of a single family, a single parent household. And so I know what it is to have to scrape and figure it out and to have a parent who may be gone most of the day, but
Mhm.
that didn't diminish the love that my mother had for me or the education that she was able to provide. So many people feel so ashamed not having money, not having resources. But I
Mhm.
dipped back into my bag of experiences. And I remember that some of the best experiences and courses that I had came about because of our economic status. There's no shame in being broke. You know, there are things that can open up to you because of your status. So lean into it. And once I started to lean into it, I was able to help myself. I went to Bennett College undergraduate for free. I went
Mhm.
to Southeastern University. I got my MBA for free. And that was
Mhm.
because of a job that I had. And they said, hey, we want you to take some classes in accounting because I was into contracts. And they said, if it leads to a degree, fine. I said, well, what? Wait a minute. If it leads to a degree, how can I make that happen? And I had a choice.
Exactly.
I could figure to take some of the premier classes at more prestigious universities like Georgetown or American University, but those classes cost more. And I said, well, wait a minute. It's not so much about the degree and where I get it from, but having it. So I went to a lesser known school and got that degree for free. And
Yes.
then when it was time for me to start my professional career, I was working for the US Department of Education. And I really got tired of people asking me about my background in education because I really didn't have one. And that's kind of like a little inside tip.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Mhm.
people who work at these government agencies, they don't have backgrounds at that agency. But I wanted that for myself. And I said, well, how can I get this degree paid for? And so I started looking into some things and I saw a flyer for the George Washington University. They were looking for people to major in bilingual special education. And I thought, why not? So I did it. And that degree was free. So I started looking at my own life and saying, how can I take what I did and share it with other people and monetize it? Because honestly, I've been in this game since 2002, but I was doing it for free. People would come and ask me my advice and I would share with them. And my husband said, wait a minute, you've got a business. And I thought, a business? Then I said, a business. And that's how I got started with All Roads Education because I truly believe that all roads in your life stem from education.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh, what a powerful story. And
Thank
you
you.
mentioned a few things here that I just wanted to just repeat to make sure that, or, listeners got there. One,
Yeah,
don't be ashamed for being broke. Lean into it because there's resources available to you based on your, financial status. And
that's
as
right.
long as you're willing to, like you did the research and you lean into it and you went after it, and now you're kind of repurposing that experience to help someone else. So that's another tip for all of us. Like, don't waste, none of your past experiences are wasted. That use it
Not
to,
one.
repurpose it, reinvent yourself, and use it to help someone else. You can be that bridge to someone's success. And so
That's right.
that is so so important to for all of us to know. The other thing that you mentioned that I wanted to circle back to was how you were working in the field and not having a degree in that field, and you went and got it because you wanted it for yourself, and it wasn't just people telling you to do it, but you wanted it for
Right.
yourself, and then you went for it. And I like how the beginning you said when you did your undergrad you were looking to go to Georgetown and couldn't do it because it was going to cost more, and then guess what, it came back around. Then you got to do your other degree at Georgetown anyway. So
Right.
sometimes we hold on to these ideals, like it has to be at this place, it has to be this way. The gift I'm looking for has to be packaged, in a specific way. When there are doors opening freely for you, and you just need to embrace it because you never know. Just like
That's
for
right.
you, things might turn around where it comes full circle, and you actually get where you wanted in the first place if you're just willing to let it go for a
That's right.
while. Yes.
That's
Oh, thank
exactly
you.
right. And now let me clarify because I would be remiss if I did this. I didn't want to go to Georgetown for my undergraduate. I went to a historically Black college, and I was grateful to be there. When I was getting my M.B.A, I had the opportunity to go to Georgetown, but I said, well, if I go that route, it's going to take me longer to finish this degree. And here's what happened. The money ran out, but not before I got my degree. So for my friends who were at Georgetown at an American, in order to finish that degree, they had to come out of their pockets. I did not. And so I'm so grateful that I never got hung up on the glitz, and the glam and the name of the school. It's about the degree. It's about your connections and what you do with it.
Yes, yes. Oh, love it. So encouraging, honestly. It's yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. So now that you are doing this, you cannot give us your backstory. Why are you still doing this? Well, I know we kind of know how you started, but now what is your why? What keeps you going in this field and doing this education consulting that you do?
So the truth of it is, what keeps me going is I have a passion for it. And not just a passion, because I think sometimes we say that so quickly and passion doesn't get the bills paid. But when
Mm-hmm.
I look in that mirror and I look at myself, I know that I am leaving a mark on this world. I know what it means to have money to go to school when you didn't have anything. I know what it's like to not have the financial support to keep you where you desire to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I always said to myself, if I can help one person, then I'm doing something. Because along the way of life, people always have the choice of planting seeds. And I remember when I was in college and I was doing an internship in DC, I didn't know it was going to be as hard as it would be. I didn't know that we weren't going to get paid for a month. And I was on fumes, I think I had maybe $5 left and maybe 2 weeks out, for a paycheck. And I was on the bus, and the bus driver was listening to me and my girlfriend's conversation. It was annoying me a little bit because he was asking us all kinds of questions. And I thought, oh my God. But when we got ready to get off the bus, he gave each of us $20 and said, I just want to say, keep going. And I
Mm.
cried, and that's been over 20 years, but I never forgot his kindness because that money allowed me to make it through. And I want to have the college money that I can help people access, help them make it through, help them get started on their lives and what they want to do, not for themselves, because we're never in this for ourselves, but to be able to go out and impact the world for the greater good and for the next generation. That's what keeps me going.
Yes. Oh, so well said. So now I'm going to, ask a little side question here.
Yeah.
Now for all of us listening, myself included, if we have the kids who are trying to get to college, or maybe also we're trying to go back to school, like what's the process of working with you? How can someone connect with you, and what does that process look like?
Okay, so what I want to say is it's never too early to get started. I heard you say that you have a daughter who's starting high school. This is the time. Please, if I don't say anything else and you remember it, please do not wait until your child's senior year. Even at that
Mhm.
point, it's not too late, but there are things that you're not able to impact. So you want to get started realistically 7th grade, 8th grade. So we can talk about the kinds of courses that your child needs to take in middle
Mhm.
school and prepare for high school, thus
Love it.
preparing for college. And to get started, it's a consultation. I have consultations. I have a community care package because of COVID-19 and me being aware that so many people have lost their jobs and they're without employment.
Mhm.
On the other side, this is not something that yet I can do for free, but I am able to regulate what that looks like. And so I have a 30-minute consult that I do for the community. You pay
Mhm.
that amount. I listen to what it is you want to do, and I give you some strategies about how we can make that happen. And from there, people decide, I really need you to hold my hand. I've got a package for that. If you say, I don't need you to hold my hand as much, but I need a little bit, I've got a package for that. If you only need me to help you out with the scholarships and give you them and run with it, I've got a package for that. But
Mhm.
everything starts with a consultation and a conversation so that I get a chance to know a little bit about who you are, what your goals and dreams are, and kind of give you ideas about how we can make that happen.
Yeah.
And you asked me how to reach me. My
Mhm.
website is All Roads, like you're driving on them plural, All Roads Education. There
Mhm.
you can find out who I am, where
Mhm.
I've been, what I offer. I've got a great little book that I just wrote. Let me see if I can get it there. This book is called Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later. I
Ooh.
just released that book. It's available on Amazon. It's $7.99 there, or you can get the paperback. You can order it on my website where it's $15.99. And in that book, I'm kind of going through what you need to understand, because the first thing I tell people, breathe.
Mhm.
Breathe.
Mhm.
It's not as bad as you think it is, but you have to have a mindset to prepare. You can't wait until the last minute. And I kind of demystify what the college process looks like, from the
Mhm.
financial aspect to the selection of colleges, even talking
Mhm.
about the majors, because you want to get really clear with your student what it is they want to do, and most importantly, how you're going to pay for it. You
Mhm.
can't think about college and not think about how it's going to get paid for. It's not going to just happen. Nothing just happens. So I think those are some valuable resources that I can offer people to say, here's how we get started, and at least get you moving towards the right direction of action.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I hope everyone's listening. And then the good thing with these, things that we do online, you can hit pause, you can listen to it again, so that
Right.
you get those tips and, reach out to on that website. So you are doing so much for so many people, for others. How can we support you?
If you would purchase my book. And when I say that, you're not going to get rich from writing a book. But what I pray happens is that people get the knowledge. And I am so sincere when I say this. This time of year is very difficult for me, not because it's the summer, but because it's summer and people are preparing their children for what should be the best time in their lives, and it's
Mm,
not.
right,
It's
right.
very tense. It's very stressful. This is the time of year where parents are having to say, okay, Shawn, you're not going to be able to go to Vanderbilt. We don't have the money. It's
Mhm.
heartbreaking. I'm the
Yeah.
mother of 4. My
Mhm.
oldest is 23. She already graduated from college in 2018. And people say, well, what did you do for her? Well, her education was $100,000 and we got it down to 20. And so she only has about $20,000 worth of loans. And they say, well, why wasn't it all free? Well, she's a little bit artsy. She majored in film. And so for her major and at her school, some of the scholarships that other people might be eligible for, such as athletic scholarships, those were not available. And because her school was a little bit smaller, the funds were a little tighter. But hey, I think that having only $20,000 in student loans is not a bad place to be. Um, so as a mom of 4, I know what it's like. I've got a daughter who's a rising senior. Every day, everything that I'm telling everybody else to do for scholarships, I'm out here doing it too. I'm on the hunt, I'm on the grind, but I'm doing it because I know that this is an investment in her future. This is the opportunity to set your child up and give them what they deserve. This is a job.
Yeah.
And if you've worked a job for 4 years, you want a return on your investment. So I implore parents, don't throw that away. Don't get tired. Really set yourself up every single day to do something towards getting a scholarship. And you won't get every scholarship you apply for, but you won't get any of them if you don't apply.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. So I will going to make sure we post all your, you post the website and all of that so people can do that. And yes, I'll be one of those people which, getting the book, for myself and my daughter, so we can, get that knowledge. So thank you so much for all that you do. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. And I'd love to tell your guests, please see some of the free information I have. I'm on Facebook and it's Shawn A. Hall. That is my business page. Click like, follow me, engage with me, ask me questions because I do talk back. And I'd love to see some of you. And I hope that you're out here getting the knowledge that you need. And if I can be of any assistance, you have only to reach out.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Shawn.
Thank you.